Yo, what up? How you guys doing out there today? This is your boy Roto Beast. I'm here to present you my NBA morning shoot around for Monday, December 2nd. If you're new to the channel, please make sure and click the subscribe button below. This way you can watch all of our NBA, NFL, and MLB videos. And if you haven't came and checked out our website here at dfscheatsheet.com, you're absolutely missing out. We have all the tools that help you compete with the pros day in and day out, including a complete optimizer, tons of content, daily Fanduel and Draftkings cash lineups. Hey, we're truly a one-stop shop for our DFS needs. So make sure to come check out the site here at dfscheatsheet.com. So, hey man, we had a really good week of DFS last week during the holidays. Had an NBA takedown last Wednesday. Thursday's NFL lineups went absolutely crazy. Yesterday's NFL lineups took down some single entry tournaments. Hey man, the money team's been absolutely rolling right now. Is the perfect time to check out the site at dfscheatsheet.com. Stop wasting your money. Come check it out. Mess with us. And hey, let's start winning together, man. So we got a solid 6-game slate today. I think it's going to be a little bit more of a chalky slate, but hey, it should be a pretty good one. Definitely, going to run 150 lineups and some GPP entries and kind of differentiate myself a little bit and see if I can hit big. Also, definitely going to get some cash game lines in. So make sure, we post our cash lineups every single day on our site. So take advantage of those as well. Plus, you get the optimizer also. So we'll start at point guard and we'll kind of work our way through position wise. I think it's going to be a little bit chalky here at the point guard spot. First, we'll start up with the guy I think is probably the best pay up spot. You're looking at Trae Young. I think Trae Young's in a good spot here. Up tempo game against a Warriors team who it's like a G League team. It is really what it's coming down to for the Warriors. They have no really good players on there. Everybody's hurt. And this is a spot where I think Trae Young could definitely have a really good game here. Then if we want to kind of pay up somewhere else, maybe save a little bit of money from Trae Young, I think we can also look at a guy like Malcolm Brogdon. But he's been playing very well so far this season, and I think that in the matchup against a young Memphis team, he can definitely excel here as well. So you got Young at top, you got Brogdon, save a little bit of money from there. A couple more guys I think that we can look at. There's some really good values here, but before we get to the values, I want to talk about a couple guys. I think that we can look at Eric Bledsoe going against New York, 7,400. I think he's given us a really solid floor. Also think that we can look at where's he at? Oh yeah, I'm tripping. So yeah. So I think that we can look at a guy like Eric Bledsoe, at 7.4. He's the guy that's in play. Ricky Rubio at 6.9. For Phoenix, he's a guy that we can look at. And then, there's a bunch of value. And that's probably where it's going to be at today. Two really good value guys. First guy I think that we'll look at as one of the top value guys. We can look at two guys. First is going to be Dennis Smith, 3,600. Should get that starting spot at a bare minimum price tag going against Milwaukee. He's a really good value play. Also, Tyus Jones at 4,000 going against Indiana. I think it's a really good value play as well. If both of these guys are going to start and get minutes, I definitely wouldn't blame you if you go Tyus Jones and you go Dennis Smith, both of them dirt cheap in really good spots, and then you pay up elsewhere. Definitely a strategy that you could think about looking at today. Think about doing today. I think like I said, both of those guys are in spots, really good spots. One more guy I think is a pretty good value play as well, but he would definitely be third to Tyus Jones and Dennis Smith. But I think that you can look at Corey Joseph. He's continuing to start for Sacramento, continuing to do a little bit in every stat sheet and fill it up pretty good. So I think that Jones is the guy that we can look at as well on the kind of lower end of point guard spots. Now we'll go to shooting guard. Shooting guard's a spot where, there's some guys we could pay up for. There's some some good value plays. For sure. So we'll start. The first guy I think that we can look at, obviously, I think that we can look at a guy like Zach LaVine going against Sacramento. I think this is a solid spot for him. I think that he's a guy that really is intriguing to me. If we're going to pay up a little bit at 7.9, probably going to come in a little bit lower owned. We can also look at Buddy Hield. I like Buddy Hield going against Chicago. Both guys against each other should be a pretty run and gun, up tempo game. Definitely think you can really look at both of these guys. Then I'm gonna go with Devontae Graham. This guy's quietly having a really good season. Nobody's been really playing him. He's coming in pretty low owned night in and night out. He continues to produce. He's a guy, like I said, that I think that we can get with low ownership, and he's a pretty good play today. RJ Barrett, 6,200. Really like him a lot. Bojan Bogdanovic as well. For Sacramento, he is a game time decision. I expect him to play. Both of these guys at 6,200 are really good mid tier plays that you can look at. And then we'll go down a little bit. A couple more guys. There's a really good value guy. But before we get there, I think you can look at Dylan Brooks at 4.9. The guy's just been playing, fairly well. You only need 25 for him to hit value. We got him projected at 25 today. So good play right there. And then lastly, looking for some value, looking for a guy that, is continuing to produce. We can look at Korkmaz. Korkmaz, he's been starting at 3,500 bare minimum price tag. If he's going to be in that starting lineup once again today, you just put him in and kind of move on. So that's already give you 3 value plays, 4,000 or less, and we're only doing 2 positions. You got Tyus Jones out there, you got Dennis Smith, and then you got Korkmaz. If all those guys start, there's some great value right there. You're going to be able to get any stud that you really want on today's slate. Moving on to the small forward position. You start at the top, man. One of the MVP front runners right now. You got Antetokounmpo going against New York. The guy just having an absolute crazy stretch right now, playing out of his mind. And I think you could definitely continue to go to the well. If you want to pay up, I think it'll be easy for you to pay up for him. In a good spot right here. Then a couple guys, we'll move down a little bit. I think that you can look at Tobias Harris. I think you can look at Oubre. Both guys in solid spots. Been playing pretty well. I think that both of those guys definitely that you can really consider. If we want to go down from there, the Warriors, they need scoring. You can look at Alec Burks. For the Warriors, they need this guy to really score the ball. And then going against the Atlanta team that doesn't play very much defense, I think it's definitely going to be a back and forth game right there. I think that he's a guy that we could consider as a GPP play. Harrison Barnes going against Chicago. It should be a pretty fast-paced, up-and-down game. I talked a lot about Chicago and Sacramento guys already, and I definitely don't want to leave out Harrison Barnes. At 6,200, I think he gives you a solid floor. I'm a little concerned about the upside there, but I definitely think that the floor is there. Moving down, a couple more guys, kind of more in the mid-tier that we can look at. First, I'm going to look at a guy like DeAndre Hunter at 5,000. I think he's in play. And then on the flip side, Glenn Robinson for going against Hunter and the Hawks. I think he's in play as well. I like both of these guys in the mid-tier. I like this game as a whole. A couple of games I'm really going to be targeting. The Warrior and Atlanta game, the Milwaukee and New England, Chicago and Sacramento. Those are my favorite games on the slate. I'm trying to get a lot of exposure to those games. Next, we'll go to power forward. We'll start. There's a couple guys we could pay up for, guys in good spots. We start with Jabari Parker. He's a guy that I'm really, really liking today, going against the Warriors, 7,000, giving us a really good floor. And I like the upside that he gives us. Even on this price tag, I definitely still think he gives us some upside. Domantas Sabonis, 8,300. Talk about a massive floor. This guy gives you a crazy good floor, crazy good upside as well. He's a guy that's playing a ton of minutes. The past couple seasons, he's always been showing us he could play, but he's never got his real opportunity to start and just get a regular feel for the rotation. He's getting that now this season. He's definitely taking advantage. Rashawn Holmes, another Sacramento guy. I like bigs going against Chicago. Good play right there. Jaren Jackson from Memphis going against Indiana, 6,300. GPP play, but he definitely has some upside there as well at the 6,300 price tag. Moving down a little bit, we'll go to the 5,000s, a couple quick guys. I think that we can look at Eric Pascal for the Warriors. Like I said, I continue to target these teams, but these are the teams that I'm really looking at today. I like Pascal, and I also like Bijalika for Sacramento going against Chicago. I think that's a really good play as well. And then lastly, a little bit of value. We can look at Spellman. He's been playing well for the Warriors at 4,400. You need about 22 for value. We got him projected at 19, but he does give you a little bit of upside. And Atlanta is his old team as well, so he has that added chip on his shoulder. Come out, ball out against his own team. Solid play at 4,400. Then we'll finish it off with center. There's value at every spot. That's what I'm really learning quickly on today's slate. So we'll go to center. I mean, we'll start. Joel Embiid is definitely going against Utah. He's in a decent spot here, but it does scare me a little bit the fact that he's going against Gobert. For me, I think both these guys are in play, but they're strictly GPPs. For me, whenever it's big guys going against each other and they're down low begging, somebody always tends to get in foul trouble. That's just kind of how it is. But I mean, like I said, I think if you're going to pay up, you can look at both of those guys. I honestly think there's a really good value play here at center as well that we're going to probably pay for that we don't have to pay up in this spot. Valanciunas is in play. Turner's in play against Memphis. I like both of those guys going against each other. Uh, Wendell Carter going against Sacramento. I think that you can consider him. Willie Cauley-Stein is definitely in play going against Atlanta. He's a pretty good mid-tier play right there. We got to see what happens with Boyembo. If Boyembo is going to start again, then I think that we can look at Boyembo again. He's been playing pretty well in that starting role. And then the guy, man, who's just going to be a great value play, Robin Lopez is looking like his brother. Brooke is going to be out again. If Robin gets to start against New York at 3,500, I just think it's an easy play. You just kind of move on. I mean, I've already given you guys a few plays that are just dub plays. I mean, Tyus Jones at point guard, you got, Dennis Smith right there as well, 3,600. Both great value plays. You got Korkmaz if he's going to start for Philadelphia. And then you got Brook Lopez at the center spot, for Milwaukee. Four guys under 4,000. I think both of those guys are all four of those guys are very good value plays. And I mean, you can kind of go more of a stars and scrubs line and put those guys in, but feel comfortable with those guys because they're all in great spots. They're all dirt cheap price tags, and they all should definitely get the minutes. So that's really where I'm at. Breaking down today's slate positionally, I kind of gave you 7 or 8 guys I'm looking at each position to kind of help you start building a player pool. That's one thing you come do on our side as well, man. You come build your own player pool. Start locking guys in, etc. So it's like, that's where we're at. So, you can go through, okay, boom, we're going to go here. We think that, Dennis Smith is a lock, put him in. We're going to Kormakov. We think that he's a really good play. We could put him in. There's so much that we can do right here. You can build your player pool, run 150 lineups just with your player pool alone. That's a really good feature that we have on here. So, hey, man, make sure to check out the site, dfscheatsheet.com. And if you're not, you're missing out. Hey, good luck on your guys' contest tonight, all right? Peace out.